Hello and welcome to Up and Adam. My name is Gelsey, and I am here every step of the way for your Love Island's game journey. And we had another couple go home last night. That's right. Another couple was sent home after a pretty vicious, dangerous duel, I will say. We had our first major injury last night. So let's get to what happened. Okay, guys. So, wow, last night was quite a night. Tensions were high. We saw some like true personalities come out, I think. I think we saw the nasty side of a few people just kind of when they get butt hurt, if you will. We will get to that. But let's start kind of where we left off. And that was at the end of the heart rate challenge. So we start the episode after that challenge. We know who are the bottom three. We know who's our power couple, Isaiah and Nicola. And we know that we have two new bombshells in the villa. Marvin joins us and Sydney. Now, Sydney is Isaiah's ex. Yay, we love drama. So that's a little awkward. They kind of have their first face-to-face chat, if you will. She's definitely open for more chats. Isaiah cheated on her. So they haven't seen each other in about 2 years. They were together for a year. He cheated on her. But I kind of feel like there might be, this is one of those things that's like, yeah, but what did she do to make him cheat? Not to take his side at all. I'm immediately just not a huge fan of her. She kind of has this like, yeah, I'm hot vibe to her. And I don't love that kind of energy. He also did say earlier that, he was younger, he was stupid, she deserved better, but he also kind of made a comment like, I deserve better too. So, that's where I feel like maybe they were young, dumb, in love, and then his dick said, hey, that's what happens, right? That's what our 20s are for, right? But I'm really curious to kind of see how that, I think there's a little bit of this look in her eye that I think she kind of wants to, if not get back, tease him a little, play a little. Like she even said in her confessionals, though, like she's like, whoever's given the most, I'll go there. And she seems like a very high maintenance girl, in my opinion. So I think she's going to be very high maintenance, but I think she's going to play this weird game of like trying to make everyone think they want to get her attention. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see where everything goes. It's like my tagline this whole season. I'm curious. But I really am. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I feel like because Isaiah feels guilty for how things left and it's like that weird, ooh, and she be coming in looking all fly and stuff, that like maybe he'll feel like to redeem himself, he'll try to get her attention. I don't know. We'll see. I think it could get very messy. I think she's going to be a bit of a snake player, if you ask me. Now, that does leave us to, we have our power couple. So Isaiah and Nicola, because they win, they get a night in the Hideaway. And everyone's very jealous. They're like, the first Hideaway winner is a friendship couple. Like, get out. And I feel kind of bad because the girls are helping. Like, Nicola still tries. And they're like helping her pick out her outfit. She wears a really cute little lingerie set, which I know it's like what you're supposed to wear. So it's also, she packed it for these nights. But there's a moment she kind of was like, who knows? And I think there's a slight deep down, tiny little part of her that's like, maybe Isaiah and I will hook up tonight. Maybe we'll just have fun. Maybe he'll finally come on to me, or, I think she's just kind of holding out, and it ends up being not a great night. They've got their champagne, they're celebrating, and then they get the text that they have to choose out of the three couples, 2 boys to duel and 2 girls to duel. And this kind of causes the worst night of their lives, a terrible experience in the Hideaway for them, and a lot of arguments between them because they don't agree. It's Isaiah wants to play a little more of like the game. I think he wants to pit the strongest guys against each other so it eliminates a strong player for his benefit. But then one of those strong players is Chris, and that's one of Nicola's choices. Let's watch what happens here.
So we're locking this in.
But that wasn't your choice.
We're locking this in. We're locking that in.
Oh my god! But this wasn't like your initial choice. Like
No, of course not,
All
but
I
you've
said was
been-
I just said what I thought. It doesn't mean that you have to change your choice just because I said what I thought.
My goodness.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I have a very good connection with Chris.
you're saying
Yeah, I think that was just the half of it. I mean, the tensions were high in the way the next day that they are just stressed and like at each other's throats. I think it went a lot longer and I think there was a lot of runaround. I can see why Isaiah is getting a little frustrated with Nicola because she's not choosing. And she's like, he's like, "So you want to do these two?" She's like, "That's not what I said." I don't think she wants any blood on her hands. And we can see that when, she does have to make that choice, when she does, the guilt that she's holding. So I just think that she didn't want to be in that position. I mean, clearly she didn't want to be in that position. And I think that's why she wasn't being affirmative on a choice because she felt so bad. But then that was driving Isaiah mad because he's like, okay, so I feel like in the end, they kind of both didn't fully get what they wanted. I feel like he got more of what he wanted. Even though they were going to bed, she's like, are you happy with this?" He's like, "No." I think he wanted to pit Chris against Johnny because they are the two strongest players. And he's like, down the line, I can handle Toby. And likewise with the girls, like I kind of think Andrina would have been an easy pick. They knew if they put her in that ring or whatever the challenge, the duel they didn't know at that time was going to be, there's no effing way she would have won. Like, she would have been down so fast. I mean, we saw her with the duel with Lucinda. She doesn't have much physical fight in her, bless her. But that kind of makes me wonder. I mean, that they saved her, but I also think that's a good tactic that down the line, she's going to be an easier person to beat. Now, Nicola is really close with KK, so she feels horribly guilty. And can we just talk about when they find out? So they pick KK and Andrea to duel and Chris and Johnny to duel. Andrea is like, this sucks. She feels, like she can't catch a break. She's been vulnerable almost every day. She's been in 3 couples. Like, she's like, what is going on here? I can't go home. She's really like feeling it. And she does open up to Toby about it. She's just like, this is shit. Andrina also opens up to Johnny about feeling like she can't catch a break. And I was like, girl, all you're doing is just sitting there and laughing and crying. You're fine. You don't, like, I understand she didn't know if she was going to be dueling yet, but chill out, girl. But Chris and KK, I think we're all feeling it. We're all thinking it. Like, what assholes, right? Like, I get when you become vulnerable and you get chosen to battle for your lives and have the possibility of going home that's going to do weird things to people. Like, I until you're in that situation, you can't judge. Like, totally get it. And it's like 250 thou wow that KK likes to say that, is up on the line. But they both know Nicola is a sweet girl and that she would never do anything malicious and that it's a fucking game. It is games. What did you sign up for? A competition that is games. It's going to get cutthroat. You're going to have to compete. You're going to have to challenge. Like, it just made me feel like they were on regular Love Island and then they were like, this is like a one-off. Oh my God, they have to fight for their lives. Like, it drove me crazy how big of children they became. Like, Chris with his just like, I'm done with Isaiah. And Isaiah's like, hey, can we chat, bro? And he's like, nah. Just staring, doing the like, nah, not talking to anybody. I was like, dude, grow up. Seriously. Like, I really liked Chris, and that made me not like him so much. And even when he's like, they better hope I don't win because it's going to be a different Chris. And, I don't even know if I trust Nicola now. She said she liked me, but I don't know. And I'm like, okay, there was 2 of them deciding, and you would have done the same. Like, you literally were just in that position to have to pick Solène and Mert, and it felt bad, and you made the decision off of what you had to. I just can't. And then KK, she didn't take it quite as hard, I feel like, as Chris. But then we did get this moment where Nicola is feeling so much guilt. She's feeling so bad. KK was her best friend. I don't think she really wanted to pick her. And then we have this moment where Nicola is like, hey, let me come try to talk to you.
Girl, hey, can I sit with you?
No, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you. That moment, I was just like, and poor Nicola, like, God, I didn't like that. Like, I understand she's trying to mentally prepare for the fact that she has to duel, and she's like, okay, I might go home. Like, let me just be alone for a second. But no, thank you. Like, I hated that response. So honestly, KK and Chris, I was kind of rooting for them to go home because their attitudes stank. Yeah, not my favorite. So we see that we have our duels here. Chris versus Johnny and Andrea versus KK. Okay, yeah, I'll stop. And I love this moment here, though. The boys are trying to hype the boys up, and Johnny was quite calm, and I loved that. But I loved this moment here where they're like, "Want something to eat, bro?" He's like, "No, I'm good, bro." "No, bro, I'm good." He's like, "A protein shake?" "No." "Bricks? What do you lot eat?" And he's all bricks, fucking Tyreek. I was like, okay. And then you got like Josh in the bathroom hyping Chris up. He's like, you're not a loser. What'd you come here to do? Eat. What are you gonna eat? Money and all that crap. And I was just like, okay, these two boys can they can have their moment. That's right. But I do want to go back. I mean, it kind of isn't really relevant at this point, but Marvin does try to come in and swoop on KK. And even when Chris takes KK to have a private chat before all this in Soul Ties, where he says he's got a little jealous about KK kissing Tyreek and all this stuff. And like, she's like, oh, he's jealous a bit. And it's their connections, unfortunately, starting to grow a little stronger. Then Marvin comes in and swoops in and steals KK. Like, bold move, sir. Bold move. And then takes her to the speakeasy, and he's like, let's guess each other's signs. And she's like, I'm a Libra. Blech, gross. He's like, you guess mine too. That's crazy. I love the stars, like the star sign thing. I've brought it up on dates. People have asked me. I think it's fun. I like to look up mine, but like people that just go straight to that being they're like, let me suss you out by your star sign. I was like, oh God, here we go. Can you guys guess my star sign though? Can you? Put it down in the comments. Let's play this game. Screw it. Even though I just said I hate it. I think I'm quite obvious to be. I don't know. Let's see. We'll see. So we get all of these moments. I feel bad for Nicola, and it doesn't get easier for her. But we have our duel first. Of course, our host of the game has to come in, Ariana, with this stunning blue dress. I want all of these dresses. By the way, Peacock, whoever is wardrobing Ariana, just she can't wear them twice. She's already photographed in them. Send them my way. I will use, abuse, and love them. So just throwing that out there. Right. Let's get to the game. So we've got a lot of dramatic moments. Like, oh my God, can we just talk about Ariana flipping out when we got the boys in the ring, and Ariana cannot handle the thought of Johnny going home. Like,
Round one! Damn! Holy shit, that was close.
What? Why? What? That was so dramatic. Like, Ariana, sorry, not Ariana, Andrina. Oh my God. These A names, I swear. You know what I meant. Andrina was being so dramatic. I feel like at that point, because the girls had already gone, KK, of course, is cheering for Chris, but the screams, and she's like, Johnny, like, girl, calm down. I am ready for Andrina to go home personally. She's getting a little annoying. I definitely think Johnny is playing her. At first I thought, oh, maybe he's changed and this, that, but just like kind of the way, I think he's like, hey, if she goes home, I'll find someone new. I'm here to win. I'm here to play. So let's rewind a little bit to the girls. Sorry, I just got so excited about this ridiculous moment of Andrina here on the ground. But we have the girls. They start. They give an incredible fight. Like, I was really impressed with how even in the beginning that fight was. And I honestly didn't know who was going to win that duel.
A lot is riding on this. Who has the strength, the power, and the fight to stay in this villa?
Let's go! Go on, Andrea!
Oof, look at that fight. So we have the ring. We have 4 boxes, 2 blue caddy corner, 2 yellow. Each are divided onto a color team. We have a giant weighted bag in the middle that gets dropped. When it gets dropped, the contestants run into the ring and they have to try to get the weighted bag into one of their colored squares. Whoever has the most of the bag in their square when the timer goes up after 45 seconds is the winner. There's 3 rounds, so it's strength, endurance, and you better get it. Yeah. Tough challenge. Now, Andrea does have the advantage of being bigger, just taller. They're both strong as hell, but KK is just so damn tiny that I think that was just up against her. But there really was the first round. I had no idea who was going to win, and Andrea took the win. Second round, KK tries a strategy of letting Andrea have it for a second, 10 seconds, kind of killing the clock so they don't burn each other out, and then goes in for the grab. And Andrea just held it down the entire time. And once KK lost her shoes, I think having one foot as a sock and just not having that traction and grip to pull against and slide, I knew she was done. The minute her shoe came off, I was like, she's done. So when she loses, it was intense. She cried a lot. Then Andrea cried a little bit. I get it, but I was just like, y'all, you knew there's a chance going home. It's just Love Island Games. Like, why are we crying this hard? I know it's 250 now, but like, y'all got so many followers on your Instagram. You've got plenty of brand deals that you will get there. You're fine. That's just mine. So Andrea wins that round. And then we go to the boys. So good game. Holy crap. Talk about feats of strength against each other. But Johnny wins. It was a very even fight. Like, I literally thought Chris was going to have it in the bag, no pun intended, that first round. And then when Johnny just yanks it over at that last second and pulls it in, I was like, wow. Round 2 is about to start and Chris doesn't look right. He's walking around, he's shaking out his hand and they're like, y'all right? And he kind of doesn't want to answer, which I understand. I do the same when I'm injured. Back when I was a tough ass bitch, I kind of just like, yep, fine. Like, I had that guy athlete mentality totally. So I felt for him. Like, it was just that denial moment of like, this isn't real. This isn't happening. I'm fine. I'm not injured. But KK keeps asking. And then Ariana finally asks, Chris, are you okay? And he's like, I don't think so. My finger, I think it's broken. Which like the minute they started this game, I was like, between the two men, I was like, someone's getting hurt. Like, you cannot have that much power and force of just, I was like, someone's getting injured here. And honestly, I'm keen on always being protective about the head and brain. I was like, someone's going to get a freaking head injury. But they didn't. It was his finger, which honestly, I have sprained a finger before. And it was one of the most painful injuries. And I've injured a lot, but holy crap, fingers hurt so bad. It's so stupid how much they can hurt, but I felt for him in that way. But yeah, they have the medics come check it out. It is broken. They advise him not to continue. Of course, it's going to be his call, but also, even if he was like, I'm going to tough ass through, the amount of like pain and how much you actually need your finger for a challenge like this, there was no way he was going to win. So Johnny wins because of the injury. I don't know if his finger hadn't got broken, if he would have won or not. I'm curious to see. I feel like it would have been a toss-up, between the two. But honestly, after the way that Chris acted, I was happy for him to go home. And I thought KK and him being a couple, it's great that they got to leave together. Holy crap, he's so tall, she's so short. But I think I didn't love how they acted. So I definitely was like, that was just the nail in the coffin there. I like Andrea. I think she's really one of the top contestants to possibly win this whole thing, even though she's continuously been vulnerable. I still think Justine and Garby are my top 2 picks. Yeah. But that's where we're at, guys. I'm curious where the next coupling is going to end up. I still am kind of thinking Lucinda and Isaiah will end up together, but that does leave us with Tyreek free. Maybe he will go after Sydney. Hard to tell. Too soon to tell. And unfortunately, we have to wait until tomorrow night because tonight is the rest night of Love Island Games. So we will reconvene with where our coupling's going tomorrow night. And I will be back here with you on Friday to talk about all the hot gas that went on. I cannot wait. I'm just so curious. Again, curious who our coupling is going to be at this point moving forward and what it's like having one of our power couples out of the villa. All right, that's it for me today. I will see you on Friday. Have a great Wednesday.